What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another horror movie on Amazon Prime called Vivarium. And this is a pretty good horror movie, not gonna lie. This is kind of like Backrooms-esque, and it's not like your standard sort of stereotypical horror movie where it's like, oh, big poltergeist, big monster, ooh scary, run from the monster, or ooh serial killer, run from the serial killer. This is more of a psychological thriller horror movie where we have our characters being put in a situation which is very eerie, unsettling, and creepy, more along the lines of like Uncanny Valley. So how this movie actually works is really fucking cool. But before we get into the main story of the movie, we're gonna have to take a look at what Google has to say without any further delay. So this movie isn't very long. It is like an hour and 40 minutes long, and you can watch it on Amazon Prime, like I said. You can also watch it on the Sky Store and also Google Play. And it has a 73% Rotten Tomatoes, a 3.6 out of 5 on Amazon, and a 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb. While looking for a house, Tom and Gemma get stuck in a maze of identical houses. As they try to figure out a way to escape, they receive a package containing a child and are asked to take care of him. So how this movie opens is with showing these two working in a nursery and showing their relationship as well, and they want to take it to the next step, want to go the extra mile and move in together. So they go looking for a house, and they go to a really weird, creepy dude, and he brings them to this new area. And once they're in this area, they spend the next like hour or day trying to escape this area because the guy vanishes. He just fucking poofs. And they're now stuck here, and they're lost, they're confused, they keep coming back to number 9. So they put on the roof, help, they never see any planes, the clouds look really perfect, the sky is always sunny, it never rains, never thunders, and they get like a food package every day. But this one day when they set the house on fire and sleep outside, they wake up and the house is rebuilt, the house is fine, and there is a baby. So they raise this baby, and he grows up very quickly because on day 100 he's already like an 8, 9, 10-year-old age roughly. So he's a very freaky little mutant. However, he can also mimic their voices, and he isn't very smart, I'm gonna be honest. He isn't the brightest, because he doesn't know like what dogs are and stuff like that. Like, he only knows what they tell them, and then he can mimic it back, so it is really creepy and really unsettling. And he always wears this like little suit, and then we have them sit outside and they're waiting for the people to replace the packages, so then they can like jump them and like find a way to get out of there, until they find out that they can dig a hole. So the gardener guy just digs a hole, and he digs and digs and digs. And because they've been stuck in this area for so long by themselves, there's no one else to talk to, it's really testing their relationship. The Gemma is becoming really attached to the child and has her motherly instincts kick in where she doesn't want to hurt it, where the dad just wants to lock it in the car and starve it because every time it's hungry, it screeches from the fucking rooftops. And you know what? I'm kind of on his side. It's a freaky fucking mutant kid. That's not a real child. For one, in 93 days, it has gone from baby to, like, preteen, and it screeches like fuck. Like a deafening screech, and its throat can swell like a frog. That's not a child. That's a monster. That's a fucking monster. That's not a child. And they become scared of it because we have a time skip when it becomes an adult, and our main guy is becoming ill from over smoking and digging this hole, and it's now like 3 ladders deep in this hole, and he finds a dead body in the hole, which sends him shitless, and they all sleep in the car. They then get locked out of the house by the little kid in the suit, well, like the adult in the suit now, and he dies, and he puts him in a body bag and throws him in the hole. We then have Gemma chase him, try and kill him, and he turns into like a weird sort of freak, like spider crawls, pulls up the pavement, goes under. She then goes under the pavement, and then she falls through realities of seeing different people in her situation. So she isn't alone in this weird sort of backroom area. There is other people living here, but they just can't see them. And then she's being swallowed by the houses, ends up back in her own house, and then before she even dies, before she even she doesn't get killed, she just gets put in a body bag and then thrown down the hole anyway. So she's buried alive, practically, but she isn't putting up a fight anymore. And to be fair, I probably wouldn't put up a fight anymore either. My mind would be broken after all the shit that they've been through, and be unable to escape this place for like 200 days, I do believe. And he then goes to the house, the house cellar where they were selling the houses, and puts the other guy in a body bag, rolls him up, puts him in a drawer, and then continues the cycle. So this is like clearly a weird alien like reproductive cycle type thing where they need humans to raise the children because they can't raise the children on their own. But this is like a weird backroom thing. Everything is too perfect, everything is too clean, everything is too good. Like, you get free food, you're alone, and you have to raise a child, which is an annoying fucking child. It's not a child. It's not a child. Like, this fuck is creepy as fuck. He watches static on the TV, and it's communicating with him. And to be fair, I didn't agree with the dad until his throat started to grow, and he was like saying who he went to go see during the day. And as soon as he did that, that's it. Nope. Out the fucking window you go. I'm not sleeping under the same roof as you. What the fuck was that? His throat grew and was glowing. Fuck you. That is not okay. That is not something we do. No. You can mimic a dog. You can mimic me. You can mimic him. Whatever the fuck that was. No. Fuck that. I could have dealt with everything that kid threw until his neck swelled. That's it. That was when I jumped. That's when I'm jumping ship. Fuck that. I felt very uneasy the entire time watching this movie because, again, everything was too perfect. Everything was like beautiful. It was spaced out perfectly. The houses were all the same color. It never rained. The sky had the clouds, which looked too fluffy and too perfect. There was no like shapes. They were all cloud shaped. Like, you couldn't see any like. In clouds, none of them look the same. These all looked the same. All these were like standard clouds, like what you'd see on Andy's wall from Toy Story. And he went strange. I don't know why he locked them out of the house. That was never really explained. That was confusing to me. I don't see why he locked them out of the house and made them sleep in the car, but he didn't really care for their health. He did not care for these people at all. They raised him. He didn't give a fuck. That's not his issue. If they're gonna die, they're gonna die. To be fair, their slow mental decline was pretty upsetting to watch because you would also do that in that situation. You're stuck with one other person, a monster, in this neighborhood, which no one else can sort of get into, and you can't get out. You get food every day, but the food doesn't taste like anything. Like, there is no flavor to the food, which would already drive me insane because you're just eating shit. And then you wouldn't want to eat that because it doesn't taste good. It doesn't give you any sort of flavor. It doesn't give you anything. It just tastes like mush. And that's kind of grim. Personally, not for me. I would probably starve myself. Because fuck that. Unless you can, like, whoever's providing the food, unless they can provide something fucking tasty, nah, I'm not eating whatever the fuck that is. Also, the kid just survives off cornflakes. That's all the kid eats, which is fucking weird as well. That should have been red flag number 2, because red flag number 1 should have been the fucking speed this fucker's aging. Alright? That's red flag number 1. He went from baby to, like, preteen in 93 days. That shit's wild. That shit's not normal. And that should have been red flag, not even red flag number 1 for the child, but red flag number 6 for the place that you're staying in. Also, I thought it was funny when they changed the help to fuck you on the roof written in toilet paper. I thought that was amusing. And they did have their, like, sense of humor for a little bit and tried to stay lighthearted, try and sort of stay positive, and then when they were stuck there for longer, that light and that hope starts to fade, and you see them sort of clinging on to like the little things that they can do. Like with him saying, "Let me dig, it's all I can do, it's all I know how to do." He's trying to get some of his life back, because that's what he was. He was a gardener, he digged holes for a living. He's trying to get some of that like routine back, and he feels like this could be a valid way out, this could be an escape. So trying to do that is fair, and I can see where he's coming from, but it's a very unhealthy coping mechanism to try and cope with what's happening to you. But I did really enjoy this movie. It was really creepy, and it was one of those horror movies which just gets you. It's creepy, but in a good way. 8 out of 10.